We're going to have a look at how to do a system restore point and enabling the restore point functions. After that, we'll take a look at the full system backup. This can be done on Windows 10 or Windows 8.1. First of all, we need to start off by using an item in control panel called recovery. As you can see, it's listed in there when you view by small icons. So we launch the recovery. This gives us a choice of creating a recovery drive, system restore, and configuring the system restore options. When you create a restore point, you need to tell the system where you're going to be storing your restore point. As you can see from my available drives, I have 2 drives with the protection turned on, so if there's no room on one, it'll go on the next one. And there's also a button to configure and a button to create. When we look at the restore settings for a drive, first of all we need to turn on the system protection on for that drive. Also, we need to set up an area of storage so it is available for the restore points. Here you can also delete all restore points for this drive. Don't forget, if you're using the same drive to do like system images of your PC, that can become very large and you'll run out of space. To create a restore point, just click on the create button and you will see a pop-up which will be asking you for a name for the restore point. So you can put a date usually in there or whatever you remember it by. Once you do that, click the create. And once we've done that, we can go back and open the system restore to see whether we can actually do a restore. Follow the dialog box and click on next. You get a information telling you this doesn't affect your documents, pictures or anything else. It's just the installed programs and drivers might be uninstalled. As you can see, my list has only got the restore point I've just done a little while ago, and it's available to do a recovery from it. So if you want to do a recovery, click on the next button. In here you'll see information telling you when the restore point happened and the description, and it's telling you which drives are affected. Something to remember here is your Windows password may be different to the one you currently use. If your restore point, say, is 3 months ago and you've changed your password since then, you may need to remember your previous password. Anyway, when you're happy for the restore to go ahead, click on the finish button and restore will start running. This will reboot your machine. Once the restore is finished, your system will restart and you need to log in. That's it for the restore. Now we're going to have a quick look at the system backup. Obviously, when you're doing this, it's probably best to clear your recycle bin and do a disk cleanup. the disk cleanup is available from the properties of your C drive. So right click on your C drive and do properties, and there you'll find the disk cleanup function. To create a Windows system backup, you will need to start again in Control Panel and select the File History option. In there is a button, System Image Backup, which you'll see the red arrow pointing to it. So click on that. Right, we're now going to change some settings for our backups. First of all, we've started from Control Panel and backup and restore your files. It's still called Backup and Restore Windows 7, so don't worry about that. But anyway, as you can see, I've set a schedule on there for the second day of the month. But in here we can change some settings as to what we want to back up. So this is asking us where we're going to do our backup. I've got 2 terabyte drive with plenty of space on it, so we're going to select that one. And you can either choose Windows to let Windows decide what you want to back up, or you can choose yourself. So I'm going to choose myself. The reason for that is I've got plenty of things which I don't want to back up. For example, I've got my Google Drive. There's no point backing that up. It's on the cloud. My music and pictures and OneDrive is on the cloud as well. My music and pictures are on a different drive, so there's no need to include them there. I'm gonna deselect videos and virtual boxes, virtual machines, etc. So in here I've also done a Windows 10 upgrade, so I'm gonna deselect those items as well. Everything else I'm gonna leave on. It's not gonna take that much space. These are my other 2 drives, which are one's the drive we're gonna back up on, and this is a different little partition on the same drive. So we click next. Before we do that, it says here include the system image of drives. Yeah, so it's gonna take a backup of the EFI system partition and the recovery partition. Those things are there because I've declared my system to be a GPT drive. So when we did the installation, it created a EFI partition, which will be needed to do a restore from. So we're going to do next. Okay, this shows you all the stuff that's not going to be backed up. Okay, it says system image included. And this is the schedule where you can change the schedule. And here it's telling you to make a repair disk. That is not too difficult, but you can do a repair disk at your convenience. Again, this is from Control Panel. So if I do save setting and exit, that will be scheduled for the second day of the month, and I don't have to worry about it. It'll happen automatically. There you go. So that's how to set up your backup. Okay. To do a restore, you have to go via the Restore My Files option. If you click on here, this will give you the choices of the backups that have been made. You can show backups from 1 month, 6 months, a year, or all of them. At the moment I've only got 2 backups, so that's fine. Once you select that, it will back up and overwrite what you've got, so you have to be careful with this. Yeah. The backup is generally intended for system failures, so the way I'm doing this is for my own benefit, so that if my system fails, I can either put in a new solid state drive and do a restore to it, and away you go. Okay, so I hope that helps you. Thanks very much.